and I have a feeling that if the one world globalists have their way, those places where you can go will be few and far between. And the thing is that you're absolutely right. We have one chance, assuming it isn't co-opted and false flagged out of existence, and that's the 2010 elections, folks. And there's only one thing to do: kick out all the incumbents, with the possible exception of Ron Paul. But the reality here is that Congress is bought and paid for. Look at how the little puppets and the little marionettes danced for somebody other than the people. You got a very clear feeling that they were not working for you and me, we the people, but rather they were working for someone else or another force. It's called the shadow government, and that's because they were bought and paid for. Wheelbarrows of money, figuratively, and in one case, I know literally, were actually taken to the Congress and senators' offices to buy their votes. And you saw what kind of Chicago gangland-style arm twisting and horse trading went on to get to get that bill through. And you think it stops there? They're on a roll right now, sports fans. Bob, we have a break coming up here in about 30 seconds, and so we'll come back and join us. I have some questions in the chat room that I want to take. A quick program note: join us here on the Liberty and Freedom Radio Network at 8 p.m. Central for Ken Dunbar's Liberty Poll. He'll be talking about Tea Parties, the Tea Party Express, and also what the latest words were from the antics of the birthers, Michelle Obama and the Kenyan government. Stay tuned. We're the Sovereign Economist here on the Liberty and Freedom Radio Network. We'll be back after the break. Take it away, Fred. And welcome back to the Sovereign Economist here on the Liberty and Freedom Radio Network. And I am Ralph Evans, your Sovereign Economist, here on the 14th day of April 2010, and I'm here with Bob Chapman, our special guest. And Bob, I'd like to start off this half hour here by plugging the International Forecaster for those who are just joining us for the first time here on Liberty and Freedom Radio Network. And we have some new listeners tonight, and I want to extend a welcome to all of you out there. We've had some outreach here in the past week, and we hope for your continued participation and stay with us. Growth is always a good thing, and knowledge is power, and it'll help keep you alive as we go forward. Bob, in order to help people gain some of that knowledge about what's really going on, you do a publication called the International Forecaster. Tell people about the International Forecaster, how they can get a copy of it and subscribe to it, and tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the Forecaster is about business, finance, economics, and social and political issues all over the world. It's been in existence for over 20 years under my tutelage. Prior to that, for 28 years, I owned my own stock brokerage firm, and so I was around Wall Street for a long time. The publication is published by email on Wednesday and Saturday. Usually runs around 40 pages. And we have a hard copy for those who are not on the Internet, and that goes out twice a month. And you can get a current free copy, either hard copy or email copy, by going to our site, theinternationalforecaster.com. That's the international, FORECASTER.com. If you'd like to email us with a question, we answer everyone. And that address is Bob, B-O-B, at INTFORECASTER.com, Bob at intforecaster.com, or you can call toll-free 800-375-4188, 800-375-4188. And all the things that you have to know every week are in that publication. And those are the things that you won't get in the mainline media.
Well, and certainly the International Forecaster has been a tremendous compendium of history. I save every issue, and at some point in time, I'm going to go back and write a history book. And it's probably something you don't want to do, so maybe I'll ghostwrite it for you. But you do a marvelous job with that publication. There's all kinds of information in there. And what I say to people is that Bob's been doing this for so long that he's more than just a newsletter writer. He's become the hub of an information network that includes people in very high places. And they tell him things that make a difference, and they tell him things that aren't for general public consumption. And he has a pretty good way of sorting out the disinformation from the real information. And so what you get in the IF is a tremendous asset to your planning and your knowledge of what's going on and planning going forward. Bob, a couple of email questions. This one's been sitting here for a while. It comes from Sherry, and Sherry, I'm sorry I haven't gotten to this till now. She writes, "Hello, Bob. We live in Calgary, where there is currently a housing bubble. We own a condo that we don't like living in. We're thinking of buying a home now before the interest rates increase any further. Do you think this is wise? Do you think this is a wise move, or should we sell the condo, rent, and buy physical gold? If we buy the gold, where is a safe place, since now Scotiabank has no real gold in their vaults?"
Well, I'm glad that Sherry's so well filled in. Calgary is one of my favorite cities, and unfortunately, I'll probably never go there again because the last time I went through Canadian Customs, I was in there 6 hours, and I was treated as a criminal, and so obviously I'm persona non grata in Canada. But my reminiscences of Calgary are very nice people. Sooner or later, the bubble's going to break in Canada, like it has every place else. And if I were in your position, I would sell and rent, and I would take the money and buy gold and silver, or gold and silver and gold and silver shares. We recommend 6 Canadian companies, 4 of which are blue chips, and the reason I mention that is that between 1978 and 81, the stocks went up 40 times what the bullion did. And were it not to repeat that, even if it went up 5 or 10 times more than bullion, that would be a terrific score. And so you should keep that in mind. And if you want to know what we recommend, we're happy to tell you. We're here to help people and have them preserve their assets, and so that's my take on that. I'm surprised that the housing market has stayed as strong as it has in Canada. In Calgary and throughout Alberta, we can understand because of the success of the oil industry. And in British Columbia, which they probably will rename it to New China, and so the average house there now is over $100,000. So young people who grow up there must leave unless their parents buy them a house. But I think there's going to eventually be problems there, like there is every place. Not to the degree that it would be every place, but if you own a house and it's worth $1 million and it has a chance of going to $500,000, I think you'd be better situated by letting it go and getting gold, which is in a now 11-year bull market. It'll probably go up for another 5 or 6 or 7 years. It's not going to go away, and so I think the switch is a good one.
Bob, she had also mentioned if we buy the gold, where is the safe place to put it, since Scotiabank had no real gold in their vaults? What other alternatives are available to her? And we've talked about on this show before not placing it in bank safety deposit boxes?
Well, the ultimate way is to hold it in a safe in your home. And if you're going to spend $100,000 on gold, buy a $2,000 gun safe. I mean, they're 5.5 feet high. They're 3.5 feet wide, and they weigh 800 pounds. They have digital locks. Nobody's out. There's no safe crackers around anymore. They're all dead. And if somebody wants to cart it away, it's 800 pounds. And
if you hold it to the floor, it's even harder to cart away.
And so that would be my advice. And I'm sure you can get a gun safe in Canada. If not, you can order one from the United States and they'll ship it out.